8 plays after he watched Jason Peters, the anchor of his offensive line, ride into the tunnel on a cart with a right knee injury, Carson Wentz stepped out of the clutches of Washington defensive lineman Terrell McClain and into even bigger trouble. Redskins linebacker Mason Foster grabbed Wentz around the waist. Another defender weighed him down from the other side. Wentz's head and passing arm emerged from the scrum, long enough for him to fling the ball toward the end zone. Somehow, Wentz saw rookie running back Corey Clement at the right sideline. And somehow Clement, who had caught exactly one previous NFL pass, timed his leap perfectly and got both feet down inbounds, in the end zone, the ball firmly grasped, Washington linebacker Zach Brown looking on in despair. He is the linchpin of the most compelling Eagles team since 2004, which is the last time they won as many as 6 of their first 7 games. After that start they eventually found themselves playing in Jacksonville, FLA on February 6. If Super Bowl talk seems premature, well, why? That was Donovan McNabb's best season, but Wentz is playing just as well, with lesser weapons. McNabb lacked the advantages Wentz enjoys, namely, running a pro-style offense in college, then, after being drafted, falling in with a gang of quarterbacks coaches who speed his development every waking second. The Wentz wagon is a real and powerful vehicle. As for the Eagles in their entirety, what more can they prove? They've won after a long layoff on short rest. They've won on the West Coast and they've won down south. They lost in the Midwest, but 5 weeks later, that Kansas City team seems inferior to this Philadelphia one. They've won in prime time, on Thursday night and on Monday night. In 3 weeks, at Dallas, they'll have a chance to win on Sunday night. They could probably win wearing sunglasses at night. The bullseye on our back just gets bigger, Eagles coach Doug Peterson said after the win. Early on Monday night the Eagles looked as bad as they have in any span of Peterson's 2 seasons, but better bat early than late. After the poor start they effected a 21-point turnaround in 11 minutes, 37 seconds of game time, in the meat of the contest, where heart and brains are measured best. They spent the much of the first 12 minutes victims of disorganization, decimation, and retribution. Middle linebacker Jordan Hicks lasted just 2 plays and outside linebacker Michael Kendricks didn't play at all. They were called for 4 penalties on offense before they gained a yard, this game after Eagles Nation spent 11 days disparaging Pete Morelli, whose officiating crew buried the Eagles under yellow flags in their previous game, in Charlotte. This might have been a coincidence, if you ignore human nature. After a short running play Wentz, on second down, threw an interception. But they never quailed. They took the measure of their opponent, regrouped, rebounded and wreaked havoc, turned a 7-point deficit into a 14-point lead. They didn't wilt after the interception, and they didn't crumble when Wentz took 3 bad sacks. In fact, the second one preceded the Eagles' first score, which was a tying field goal. The third one preceded Wentz's 64-yard touchdown pass to rookie Mac Hollins that tied the game at 10 and gave the Eagles the momentum that carried them through a 2-minute TD drive which saw Wentz hit Zach Ertz for 41 yards then, with 22 ticks in the half, for 4 yards, a TD, and a 17-10 lead.